What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and in this video we're going to deep dive into the actual PS5 spreadsheet that I shared with you guys before. Now, for those of you that did not see that video, what it basically was is the real keywords that are actually generating sales for the PS5. And you might be shocked at the simple fact that none of these keywords show up on any of our keyword search tools. And I'm talking about all the paid tools that are available out there. So today I'm going to break down what the differences are, which keyword tool reigns supreme, and a heck of a lot more. And on top of that, you're going to get to see what a dummy I am when it comes to spreadsheets. So we got a lot of exciting action on this video. I'm super fired up. I hope you're fired up. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so here I am on my screen share, and this is the actual spreadsheet that I'm talking about that I shared on the previous PS5 video. And what it shows is the search volume, the amount of giveaways that it takes to rank number one, and a very special metric that I talked about in the last video called PFR. Now, just recapping from the last video, there's three basic search metrics that most of us should know. The first one is search volume, which I mentioned that every single tool out there has an estimated or a guesstimated search volume, and you can never take that to heart. A lot of people live by that as if it's the gospel, and the truth is that it is not. Then there is a second metric called SFR, or search frequency rank, that is shared by Amazon internally, and it's actually a popularity metric. And the lower the actual metric is, just like bestseller rank, so a 1 means it's the absolute most searched for product in all of Amazon, and 1.5 million, which is the highest they go to, is the least search of the top 1.5 million terms. So that's search frequency rank. And then the metric that rules them all is called PFR, or purchase frequency rank, and it's a metric that was coined by my good friend and partner Howard Tai, who created this metric. That shows the actual sales and which keywords are making the real deal, the sales on Amazon. That's the metric shown right here in the PFR column. And what it basically means is 1 being the keyword with the most amount of sales for the PS5, 2 being the second place keyword, which is PlayStation 5, 3 being the PS5 PlayStation 5, which means in order of importance from 1 to 3, PS5 gets more sales than PlayStation 5, then PS5 PlayStation, and so forth. So the lower you get, the less amount of sales each of these keywords get. So what I basically did is I ran a comparison of all of them, and I wanted to see which of these keywords that are at least in the top 15 or so show up on the tools that we have available to us, and which one of these keywords show up in Brand Analytics, which is Amazon's own internal tool. So let me show you what I found, and we'll go ahead and start with Brand Analytics, which I consider probably the second best tool that you can get your hands on. Now remember, you can only get your hands on this if you have a trademark and if you apply for it with Amazon. Okay, so within the top 10 to 15 words, here are the words that actually showed up in Brand Analytics. So we can see that PS5 is on there, as well as PS5 console, as well as PS5 PlayStation 5, as well as PS5 controller, PS5 games, and PS5 headset. And they're pretty much well in line with what is ranked over here. The only difference is that Brand Analytics includes a lot of keywords that aren't getting any sales. So number 6, number 8, number 10, 11, and 12, although they are being searched a lot on Amazon, they are not generating as many sales as some of these other ones that are showing up over here that Brand Analytics doesn't even show. So that's kind of a gist of Brand Analytics. While it does show 6 out of the top 12 or so keywords, it's still not really showing the real entire picture, as it's missing a lot of the core keywords that are generating a bunch of sales. So if we were to solely just use Brand Analytics, we would be missing out on a ton of sales, as opposed to using this proprietary keyword report that I have pulled over on the left-hand side. So that's enough for Brand Analytics. Let's jump into Market Intelligence. And here is Market Intelligence. And shockingly enough, Market Intelligence only had 5 out of all the keywords, and they're totally out of sync. They're totally out of order. And these 5 really aren't the greatest keywords in the world. It's got the first one, it's got like number 5, it's got number 10 or so, and then it's got a few others that are further down below. So it's kind of way off. And if you were solely to just use Market Intelligence, you'd be missing a ton of opportunity, as none of the rest of these that I checked in the top 15 to 20 even came up or are associated with Market Intelligence. So although at one point it was one of my favorite actual tools to use that is a paid tool, I'm probably not ever going to use it again based on this, and I'm probably going to cancel it almost immediately. And that's kind of what I found while looking at market intelligence. And now remember, I did a simple search just basing off of which keywords actually showed up. The search volume is an entirely different thing, because when I started to look at the search volumes have varied so much that, again, it kind of wasn't worthwhile for me to actually go into deeper detail. I just kind of wanted to show you the gist of the simple fact that a lot of these keyword tools are way the heck off. So let's go to look at Helium 10. All right, so here is Helium 10, and Helium 10, among all the other tools, was surprisingly the best when it came down to what it showed. Now, it wasn't as good as the report over on the left-hand side, but it is pretty darn good. You can see the PS5 search volume has gone down slightly to 3.4 million. I believe that that number is way off, but still it's about 1.4, so they're about double the actual volume, which is fine. They're kind of just making a guesstimate, as I talked about before. But Helium 10 did include each and every single word that I actually searched for. So it included all 10 words that I was looking for. It had every single one of them. Now, the only thing that you'll notice is the search volume was way off. So even though it included all the actual keywords, if we were to actually pay close attention to which keyword had the highest search volume in Helium 10 and decide to use that on our actual campaigns or on our actual product, then we would possibly be in for a big disappointment. And the reason for that is some of the actual keywords that have very little search volume, according to Helium 10, are ranked very high in PFR, meaning that they're generating a ton of sales despite the fact that they don't generate as many searches. So we would have been largely disappointed if we did use some of the keywords on Helium 10 that had an insane amount of volume, and vice versa. With this other actual report, we would have been very happy having used the keywords that Helium 10 claims have very little search volume. And I'll give you one example here so you can see what I'm talking about. And that example would be these last two. PlayStation 5, it shows that it has 66,378 search volume according to Helium 10. But if we look right over here, it shows that it has 34,000. So almost half of the amount of search volume is what it truly has. However, it has a 12 PFR. So by the time we would have gotten down to looking for this actual keyword, the chances are we might have had all our slots filled up. And the reality is it gets less than half of the actual search volume. However, it gets quite a few sales as the PFR is 12, meaning it's the 12th most popular keyword in terms of getting sales for the PS5 in all of Amazon, meaning it's money, baby. It's money. All right, and the final one is this PS5 one, which shows almost 80,000 in search volume on Helium 10. And over here, we'll see that this one has only 40,194 search volume. However, it has a PFR of 9, meaning it is an insane amount of sales. And once again, if we would have left this actual keyword off, we'd have been largely disappointed because of the simple fact that it is getting an insane amount of sales, therefore money, baby. That's right, money. Now that's pretty much a wrap for this video. And like I said, I know I went through it fast, furious, and I probably took a lot of shortcuts, as I could have really deep dove into the spreadsheet and further divided it and shown you some more data that shows that I really believe that Helium 10 is the best actual keyword report out there. Now, I do have a link below for Helium 10, and just so you know, I do get an affiliate commission when you do buy through that. However, I do believe in Helium 10, and that's the tool that I'm going to be using from this point forward. I'm going to cancel all the rest of the tools. However, I still have access to brand analytics, and I do have access to these reports, which I will be releasing very soon for some of the top actual niches in all of KDP. Let me know below what kind of niche you'd like to see one of these reports for. Give me some keywords, give me some ideas, and I'll go ahead and happily answer your questions in your comments below. As always, I personally answer those, and I hope you like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.